Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, here's the Rolex section of this store. Interesting to see the boxes below the pieces. All right, first piece, an Explorer 2 with a polar dial. This is exactly what I have. Holes case, solid end-link bracelet. Of course, this has box papers. Mine just came with a box, and this is still decent buying when it comes to Steel Sports Rolex. I mean, under 10 grand. Or even better buying, but maybe not as desirable, is the black dial. And this is a pretty good price. Look, this is an F serial from 2003, 4, or 5. It's got the no holes case, and the red price is the tax-free price for tourists. No tourists here in Japan now. And they're selling it on Chrono 24. Now here's the 42 millimeter black dial version. More expensive, of course, bigger watch, more substantial watch. If I was on a tight budget, I'd go for the 40 millimeter black dial version, or if I could spring for it, go for the white dialed Y serial. Well, you can kiss this kind of price goodbye. This might have seemed expensive back in the day, but it would be a deal today. And this information comes from my friend Tim Remington, but a retailer here in Japan that buys watches recently upped the amount they will pay for BLNRs by 6,000 USD just overnight. So they're going to tag that on to the pieces when they put them out. So within just 1 month, ceramic GMTs have gone up by thousands. Daytonas are still the top of the food chain, but the ceramic GMTs are really giving them a run for their money. I don't know what it is about the GMTs, but people are really liking them these days. I think they're more interesting than subs. I mean, hey, I'm a GMT guy, so I get it. Check out these hang tags. Now, I've seen bags with hundreds of hang tags in them for sale. You gotta wonder where they came from. I mean, are they legit? Are they authentic? Here's a Hulk, and man, buying this piece with that tax-free price, if you're a tourist, well, that would come in handy. You'd save a lot of money on this piece. Now, this is box and papers, and the card actually came from a shop here in Fukuoka from Datejusts, which I went to on this very day. So interesting. I mean, I can't imagine this piece going through Datejusts. I can't imagine they actually sold something this cool, because they don't have anything when I go in there. The all green sub, was it the end of an era, or do we just have to wait a couple months and we'll get it back? If that rumor proves to be true, I'm going to be floored. Speaking of the end of an era, I don't think we're ever going to see another 39 millimeter Explorer again. And look, this is an expensive watch, but it's not fetching as much as I thought it would. I mean, is there anybody in the market for this watch besides speculators? I wonder if there are people like lusting for a 39 millimeter Explorer. I mean, they've got to exist. I don't know. Maybe some of my viewers weigh in if so. I'm a 36 millimeter guy, so I would never go this route, and I had reservations about it before, but now it's a no-brainer. I'd like the newer, more compact version. Now, this is the older compact version, and they're still nice. Now, this is an F serial, and what's interesting, look at the Swiss made and the way the minute marks sort of go above the Swiss made. I mean, I've never seen that on another Rolex dial aside from these 36 millimeter Explorers. So that's kind of interesting. So this is a Z serial. So this is about 5 years or so newer than the piece on the left, yet it's cheaper, both box and papers. I wonder why the newer piece is less. I think a clue might be in the details. Now, this one has open papers. I guess they're not filled out, and tags. This one has the papers, but I guess they're already filled out and it doesn't list tags. So I think it's those open papers and tags that make the one on the left a little more expensive. Considering that's nearly a 600 USD difference, which would you go for? The very first watch with a date window, released in 1945 to commemorate 40 years as a watch company, the Datejust. Two-tone Jubilee bracelet, fluted bezel with the Wimbledon dial. Here's a very tasteful and attractive solid yellow gold ladies Datejust. Just like that earlier one, but this has the oyster bracelet, smooth bezel. I like this more, and it's cheaper as well. If you like the aesthetic, this is a lot of bang for buck. Two-tone, you get the gold, you get the diamonds, box papers, good price too. All steel Datejust with a beautiful blue dial and the Tornograph. And I don't know why I was so fascinated by this watch. I did try it on. You're going to get a wrist shot in a minute, but you know, interesting linen dial. It's an older watch. You get the rotating bezel, which of course I like those. So it's kind of like a dress watch, but kind of like a sports watch. Here's the recently discontinued Oyster Date. Now this is an older version, 34mm watch with a date and an engine-turned bezel of sorts. Here's a good shot of the dial, linen dial, pipe hand dial. This is a 4-digit Rolex. It's got an acrylic crystal, and I really wanted to turn the bezel. It's a bi-directional bezel, but I just wanted to feel it, and that's the whole reason I tried it on. But unfortunately, they had plastic around it, and the guy offered to take the plastic off, but I didn't want him to have to do that because I wasn't going to buy it. But it is a good-looking watch, and looks pretty cool on the wrist. I do respect this watch. I like it, but not quite for me. You know, I'm not really familiar with a lot of the ladies' pieces in the Rolex catalog, but I think this is beautiful. And I almost wish they had like a GMT version and a sub version. Maybe they did in the past. I know they did with the Tudor line, but what a cool watch. And to saddle up next to a woman at a bar and look down and see this, that'd be pretty cool. It happened to me once, but she was wearing an Explorer. And we'll end with the Tudors in the shop. Here is a Black Bay 58, the blue. And I love blue dialed watches, but for some reason when it comes to the 58, I like the original black. I think it's something about that red triangle that I really like. A couple of Tudor chronographs. If you like that ceramic Daytona look, then this could be your watch. Of course, much more affordable. If you're me, I like the more retro look of the one at the bottom. What about you? Which would you go for? Thank you for watching and checking out what this store had with me. Let me know what you would go for. For me, probably one of those 40mm Explorer 2s at the start of the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the video. Take care, and I'll see you next time.